All right, we will start our meeting for the Pownal Elementary School District for Wednesday, May 16th. Our agenda, the first thing on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If we could stand. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second thing on our agenda is a motion. I would like to entertain a motion to move that to move it to number 9.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion made. Is there any discussion on it? No one cares? All right, so we'll move it and it'll be number 9 on our agenda. All right, is there any public comments? Okay, let's quiet the comments down here. There's a lot of people here. All right. Hi, Nick. Have a seat.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. Sorry, we don't have a name tag for you. Okay, we're back. We're down to action items. These are the chairpersons. It's Chris. Okay.
Nick Galt.
Nick. What?
Nick Galt.
Yeah, I always want to call him Chris. I always
You're
change
not the
his
only
name.
one. That's okay.
I always change his name.
A lot of people
Nick.
do that.
Nick. Yes. Galt. G-A-U-L-T.
Hi, Nick. Welcome. We're Tammy,
How's it going?
Rod, John, Angie. I don't know if you know us all.
How's it going?
We didn't
Hi.
know you, so we wanted to say hi.
I'm from Human Resources.
Okay. Financial treasurer's report for April.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion about it? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. Okay, it's unanimous. All right, number 2 is the off-contract employees' pay increases. And I thought we did that. Didn't we do that?
I don't believe so. Jim did not think that had been done for this year.
I thought we did too.
Yes, I thought
I
we
thought
did.
it was the same
In a
as.
minute.
Okay, but that I believe
I got
is,
a copy.
we're-
Last reading.
that is something we're going into executive session about. I do believe.
Yes.
Yes, all right, so we're gonna hold on that one. All right, consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made, seconded. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. It's unanimous. Oh darn, no policies.
Oh, they're coming though.
Okay. All right, we're down to facilities update. That means, yes, the one and only Superman.
Yeah, this year, really.
Oh, good.
And I just wanted to see if we could get permission to finish the windows, so. No. Just kidding. No, actually, just a couple things, few things. One is, there's been people asking about the parking lot lighting, because when there's stuff going on in the evening, they say the parking lot itself is pretty dark. And so I talked to our electricians, and on the corner of the building by the gym, they do make a light now that they have put in a couple different places rather than poles out in the parking lot, which is very costly. And it does, I went to the Mace building, has a couple behind it, and they are very bright and do light up a long ways out. So he said he could do that. There's already a box there, there's power there. That would be the least expensive and probably give us the best benefit. And his proposal was $22.50 to put a light there that shines out. The other one would be, there's a pole down by the building at the end, and he could run power to that and put one there to light up the other end, but it's a little more work, and that was $33.50. My thing is a suggestion is that we put the one on here if we're gonna do it, see how it does, and we might get away with just that. It might get plenty of lighting for.
So which corner are you talking about?
It's
One
right out
down?
on the corner of the gym, shining out into the parking lot.
Okay, before you go down that.
Right, yep,
Okay.
before you go down
Yeah,
it,
I believe that would be,
yep.
because we do have lights that go down that walkway, because when we
Right,
come here
yes,
to
there's
vote,
plenty,
that's
yes,
all
there's
lit
plenty of
up.
lighting in the walkways. Because
Right.
we've got all fairly new, they were done, they put LEDs in just before I got here. So this would shine right out into the parking lot to give some lighting out into the parking lot for, and we talked about if it, he can tweak it whatever way he needs to fine tune it to, not to shine too far out, but that type of thing. So that was one of the things for this summer. And then some door handles inside. We've been kind of squeezing by with parts, old parts, and we need to do a little door handle replacements, which is probably $1,000 to $1,500 worth of changing some locks that aren't working good and some handles that we've put back together with some used pieces and that type of thing. The other thing is a little work out on the playground with the chain, put some new chains on the swings and stuff. They're not dangerous, but they're getting wore. They haven't been changed in a while. And I figured like around $1,000 on work out there to do some of them and any other little thing that we need. The lunch tables. We had over vacation, the inspector, the guy that comes and checks them and inspects them, goes through them and does any work to them, came and tuned them all up, put some new locks in and different things. They no longer make parts for the tables. There's a couple brackets that he said aren't dangerous, but they're starting to wear. He said, you can't get them. The only thing I did do is talked to Terry at L&G Fabricating. He's going to come down and look at them to see if he can fabricate some, but we really got to think about some new tables. He said what a lot of schools do is they'll do, like there's 2 in a pocket, and they'll do 2 or 3 pockets at a time, save parts off the ones you take out in case you have trouble with the others, and then each year, in a 2 or 3 year span, try to get them done. He's contacted a gentleman that sells them that's supposed to be getting a hold of me. I talked to him yesterday, and this guy actually has gone away, but as soon as he gets back, he's going to call me, let me know how much they are per pocket, and then the gentleman that came and did it will let me know what it'll cost to install them. He said that's the best route to go, is get them from them. He'll install them rather than have them install them. He can save us some money. Yeah, and he did them before. He did them. They've been, I think he figures somewhere between 15, 20 years.
Yep.
And he did them before, and he said that's what we did back then, was like 3.
Yeah.
I think there's a total of 7 pockets, 14 tables. So but I don't have any pricing on that at the time, but it's something that we need to
So maybe you can get it.
to think.
for us.
Yeah,
The new tables fit the pocket, though?
they changed the pockets and everything. They changed the pockets and the tables. They unbolt from the wall, but they'll fit the holes in the wall. Yes. Yep. And then we probably do need to do the lines out there this year. I did them last year with a little machine that I got from Sherwin-Williams, but we need to do the no parking in the fire lane. And I did a little research on that with Sherwin-Williams, because it's probably, I'm trying to get a hold of, I left a message with Joe Montrone, because the last time they did it, it was in the package that Joe gave us to do the whole thing. So I'm trying to get a hold of the guy that he had do it. But I'm figuring you're probably looking at $700-800. I can buy the stencils, no parking, fire lane, and the handicap for $300 for all of them, and then probably a couple $100 worth of paint. And then every year we could do them. We could do them twice a year if we wanted to, for probably a third of the cost. So to me, it makes sense to get the stencils, have them, and do them ourselves. Because I couldn't do the no parking in the fire lane because I didn't have, but I did all the straight lines there. So that's what I think we should do with that. And when we had the meeting with the police department, stuff came in on the safety of the building. Everything was really pretty good with our, we got our strobe lights and that type of thing. Shatterproof glass is one of the things they're talking about in the doors that they want schools to look into, and they say, obviously you can't put shatterproof glass in the whole building, but the entranceways is the ones that they're pushing for people to try to do. So I did talk to Brian at CL White, and he's doing some investigating to find out how much it would cost, even if you did a couple doors a year or something, you know what I mean? And it is a very, I've seen it at some of the shows, it's a very good, they literally rap on them things with hammers like
Makes more
crazy.
sense.
Yeah, and he said the entranceways is really where it's the most important, because that's where they're going to try to, not that, you can do just so much to stop things, but that's, so that's something that we're working on. And then, obviously, the other thing is the heating system. And I think we should allow, probably $3,000 to do some updates on our valves and different things that we snuck through the winter. We didn't have any freeze-ups, no breaks, no floods. But, you know, Sam's been in a few times and just kind of, but over the summer, there's some that should be changed, and there's a expansion tank that needs to be changed. So those things just need to be, and then, you know, at some point, we got to figure out what we're going to do with a boiler. You know, at least one. Then our newest one can be the backup and have a new one for that. But other than that, that's pretty much no big major.
I would really like to try, and I'm not sure, I'm not good at doing that, but we really need to coordinate with the town the tennis courts and the sections over there where the basketball court is and the tennis court. It needs some tender,
attention.
loving care.
Yeah, and the thing, it may be a situation where it can be recoded or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's starting to break up, but it might not be to the point where they can't redo it for it.
Hopefully, if the town gets their town manager, one of the stipulations is that he writes grants, so I'm gonna actually go after that. And whatever it costs, the town and the school will just share it.
Share it. That would be
So,
nice because
Yeah,
they
because
sit
it
there
needs
and-
to be fixed.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But,
Just let them go.
And the keyword of grants, I think we're gonna be taking a look at the shatterproof glass with Vic Milani,
With
Oh,
grants.
yeah.
That's right.
to see if safety,
What about the lights, the outside lights?
I don't know about grants on that. I'm not sure because I don't.
Not grants, but I think Vic was gonna go check with the other schools, because they were gonna put some out, and he was waiting to
The
maybe
strobe
look.
lighting, you mean?
Not the
Or no,
strobe lighting, no. Or the cameras. There's a camera
Yeah.
he wanted.
We went ahead with some of that, right?
yeah, we did, and they came in today, and I emailed the folks up at Central who are going to install those, and that's gonna be first thing this summer, one of the early
Oh,
jobs.
okay.
So the security
that's
cameras
taken
are,
care- Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right.
So they're gonna put a
Yep.
few new ones in and update the other ones, is my understanding.
Yeah.
That's what
We
they're
wanted to
gonna do.
purchase those with this year's budget before it got too far into the season.
Well, I was under the impression that he was getting a price because all of the
All the
schools were.
schools, yeah. And I think we did, and we got them
Okay.
in, and we're gonna,
But there was so much money, not a whole lot of money was granted to the schools.
he's gonna be here next week. We'll check with
Check
him.
with-
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what I heard through, I think it was the SU. Was that John? Did you remember that? At the
remember-
SU meeting?
You have to update the whole system, I know that.
Yeah, there's
Because
something
the-
about,
because
there
the
was,
system would only handle like 14 cameras and you need 16. And it was analog and they go into digital or something, so.
yeah, but I
They had to
did-
change the whole
Supposedly their
system.
plan is gonna make these cameras be like the analog,
okay.
or, yeah.
I'll check into it, because I do remember, I'm not sure. It was a small amount, but we were gonna only get a little bit, but even every little bit is better than nothing. Okay, I'll double check on that.
Okay. So I think that's it, unless you guys have any questions.
No, it looks good.
We
It's,
did have last month we had a leak from our roof drain that was quite a little project. It leaked, it started back in the late winter, and we thought it was a toilet downstairs, the wax gasket. Changed it, and everything was fine for about a week. Well, it was real cold. Of course, we were just, because it was right there by it in one of the small classrooms. Long story short, when it warmed up, it was leaking again, so we thought must be just didn't get the gasket in right. And then Sam came down, and we found out it was coming through the wall. So we shut the water off and thought we had it. And then as it warmed up again, we got another puddle. What happened was there's several drain roofs up on the flat roof, and where it was coming down through, the big 4-inch cast pipe had cracked, so we had to tear the wall out. Sam put a new piece in and then put the wall back in. So thankfully it didn't ruin the floor or anything, but that was quite a little episode for a little while. But other than that,
we saved all these projects till we got you here.
I appreciate that.
You do realize that now, right?
In December, it was nice coming in 3-4 times to make sure that, boy, the heat, and then you hear that one school froze up, and you hear another one, you're thinking, oh, boy, I hope we get through. But we did. We had no major So that was good compared to the first winter.
Yes, yes. Does anyone have any questions?
Do you need a motion to spend this money, or?
I don't, you can if you want, I don't think so, but,
We don't know, right, yet how much.
We don't know nothing
Well,
yet.
I mean, we know just other
all
than
these,
we know on the lighting, we know on the door handles, the playground, all the small things. The only thing we're not sure of is on the tables, but
Tell me the lighting again, how much is it gonna cost to put that light on the corner?
it is gonna be $22.50.
22.50.
22.50.
Is what the,
Yeah,
What he's talking about is 42.50 for everything we need,
Okay.
so.
yeah, but he's only gonna do the one to begin with and see how that is.
Huh?
So he's not gonna do both of them, he's gonna
no,
start
he
with
means
one.
$42.50 for the handles, the
Oh,
playground.
oh, oh, okay, I
think
didn't add
that's what
that up, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we don't need a motion.
Okay, remember that.
John, if you'll be happy, make the motion.
Well, I think you should have a motion to spend it. Give him
Second.
$5,000.
All right, motion's been made and seconded, all those in favor? I'm sure there's no questions.
All right, all set?
You got our blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for, you're doing a good
Yes,
job.
thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You too.
We'll see you later. Bye.
All right, so we're expecting you to give us a superintendent report?
Prepare to be disappointed.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm only here with the warrants and to
warrants.
discuss one of the earlier action items, so I think you'll have no superintendent's report this
Okay.
session.
do you have what did you say about an action item?
Oh, I
here
said
for
to
the-
discuss one of the
Oh,
earlier
oh,
action
oh,
items
there,
and
okay.
the warrants.
You
All
can
right.
send the warrants down since we already agreed upon them.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then then we'll go down to the principal's report.
Sure. So we're in the middle of Smarter Balanced Assessment testing for our 3rd through 6th graders, and working very hard, taking their time, doing their best work is how we're encouraging the kids. And then the measures of academic progress will be starting next week for our 2nd through 6th grade. So we're just planning all end-of-the-year activities. This Sunday here at Pownal School, we'll have our May Festival, and it's sponsored by our PTG, so vendors are coming here. There's an ice cream truck. It's from 11 to 2 this Sunday here at Pownal. Our PTG is setting all that up. June 11th will be our off-campus Stage 3 drill, so that's where we go to the firehouse. So we're one of the few schools that have been doing this every year. A lot of the other schools are planning how to do this for the first year, so I think we're a little bit ahead of the game, which is good on that Stage 3. And then just one other item, our field day and our barbecue is June 15th, and I would like to invite the board. It's been 2 or 3 years now that field day you've served ice cream to our students, and just offering that invitation.
Okay,
And again, that's
So-
June 15th, field day, barbecue, and hopefully the ice cream from the board. Lots of other activities as far as field trips and end-of-the-year activities, honor roll field trip, and it's kind of a celebration at the end of the year for the hard work the kids have done and the teachers.
right. That's good, thank you.
Yep.
All right, under the chair's report, for any board member that will have the time to spare on the 15th to serve ice cream again like we've done in the last 2 or 3 years, we'd appreciate it if you could come. That would be great.
And you're gonna get a hold of Anthony, right?
Yeah, I'll get a hold of Anthony and get the number to call the company.
Yeah.
I do believe it's somewhere in New York State,
Yeah, it's
headquarters.
wherever the headquarters.
Yep, and then we'll get the ice cream. But if I
We run
need
short
help
on
picking
bowls
it,
last year?
Well, as I was saying, they didn't tell anybody that it came into Stewart's.
Oh, that's what it was.
And the kids that work had no clue who the
They
bowls
used 'em
belonged
up,
to,
yeah.
so they just used them. So,
so we have between children and faculty and staff around 250. Would that be enough?
I think we should bump it probably to 275. We did have extra ice cream last year, and
No,
when
I
we
mean the
did-
cups. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's, we're gonna get the four
Mhm.
2.5 gallon
Mhm.
ice cream. I think we had plenty, because we did have some left
Yeah,
over last year.
so I think we should still bump it to 275
275
with
for
kids
the
and
cups,
faculty.
for
yeah.
cups.
and what they want also, Cindy,
What?
is somebody to take pictures and send them to stewards, you know, 'cause you know, the advertisement on the cups, have them out when they're filling them up.
Oh,
And a
okay.
couple of shots of people that are there,
All right,
and they give you, you have to send them to stewards online, so they can use it in advertisement,
okay,
so.
all right. One of us will be able to do that.
Yeah, well, I brought a camera last year, so, you know,
Did you? Okay,
just
very good.
a few pictures and send them out.
Okay, the next meeting is June 20th, 5:30. I'm still trying to get a hold of Joel to find out the situation with the buses. I do believe that this November, when the town has a vote, we probably should take advantage of that and put an article on the ballot as well to move the bus sinking fund
Yep.
into to be used to replace the boiler.
Yes.
So I'll find out what we have to do for that and make sure that gets in the November voting thing. Okay.
Any news on the ball field,
On the ball field?
North Pownal?
What was going on with the ball field?
We're gonna get rid of it, aren't we? Don't we own that?
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna give it to the Little League,
Then the guy never
He
came back.
never came back.
so we're not, we're
At the
gonna hang
moment,
on.
no.
That's it. Yes, on
No.
so.
Okay.
And as far as the senior center building, that's being worked on now. That's being, the state is going through it and
Did they go to
Whatnot.
the town yet?
I'm not sure. I think they were waiting for the state to come down. They were waiting for a gentleman to go through it and see what had to be done. And the last I heard was there was 2 things that have to be changed. And I think once they get all that done, they're gonna go to the town.
Okay. Because I'd like to go to that if I knew ahead of time.
Okay, yes, if I hear of it, I'll let you know. Okay, under FYI, the budget status report is enclosed. The SVSU student enrollment for May is also enclosed. And,
Motion for executive session?
Second.
okay, now I have to read this, which I don't understand it. Motion to adjourn to executive session based on 1 VSA Section 313. A, 3, the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee, provided that the public body shall make a final decision to hire or appoint a public officer or employee in an open meeting and shall explain the reasons for its final decision during the open meeting. And A, 1B, labor relations agreements with employees. Okay, that's the reason we're going into executive session. All right,
It's all in favor.
and so, a motion,
I've already made it.
I seconded.
all right, all those in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you, Michael. We're back in session after the executive session, and
Okay, motion, we give the off-contract employees 2.5% increase and an additional
Merit increase.
merit increase for Kevin,
the maintenance director.
for the maintenance
Maintenance
director.
Second.
Okay, all right, motion been made, seconded. Any discussion on it? All those in favor signify by raising your hand. It's unanimous. All right, if there's no other business to come before the
Motion
board,
we adjourn.
Second.
okay, motion to adjourn. Thank you for coming